Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, good fucking whatever. Welcome back to another episode of A Brit Does Baseball Does podcast. Rounders Roundup. It's week 11. I'm Cal. I'm joined by the big dog. You can trademark that. Gaz. How you doing?
I'm good. Hopefully WWE don't listen to this because that is Roman Reigns' old moniker before he became the tribal chief.
Was it?
Yeah, he was a big dog. He didn't sell much, so then he became the tribal chief, and suddenly everyone forgets how shit he was for 5 years.
Fuck it, we'll go straight into it. I saw that minor league baseball had the official nicknames competition.
I did see some of this. Tugboat was in it, I believe.
Tugboat was in it. The password, he was there. Big Christmas, but the winner. The best part about this, I don't know any of their actual names. The winner was I believe he's in the Toronto Blue Jays AA system, the Iowa Meat Truck. Fuck yeah. He wins.
I saw that. I saw they were doing like a competition, and I didn't really think about too much into it because I know the only player whose name I can pronounce properly is Jackenzie Noel is Big Christmas. That's the only one that I know off by heart. I couldn't tell you who the Iowa Meat Truck is.
No, well, they've all got alarmingly normal names. But they're all just quite silly. Let me try find it because the Blue Jays did post about it the other day because he's got like a little trophy and stuff. It's fucking class. The nickname knockout. There you go. So Tugboat Matt Wilkinson, he was fourth. Jackenzie Noel, he was fifth. Big Christmas. Number 3 was Jace LaViolette. That's Lord Tubbington. That's a cat. That's not a baseball player. That's a fucking cat. The password, Mr. Garcia. He was number 2. And then Peyton, the Iowa Meat Truck Williams. And fucking, I don't know if you'll be able to see this particularly, but that's a fucking meat truck of a man, to be fair.
That's a beefy boy. Where does he play? Shortstop.
I think that... No, they're not all pitchers, but I feel like pitchers get the good nicknames. It feeds into the ego thing. I think they've just got to try and sell starts, maybe.
It's been the biggest bit of news in MLB in the last week has been the nickname knockout. That's where we're at.
It has. It's a little bit dry. One thing I thought was quite interesting. So trade rumors are kind of building up a little bit. And, you know, what some people kind of arguing, what's the point if there's no baseball next year? And then, you know, lots of things about the lockout, but we're not going to talk about the lockout at all until the end of the season because we're going to talk about it a lot afterwards. But teams still want to win this year. And one of the big trade pieces, Tarek Skubal. It looks like one of the analysts has him at about 90% chance of going. The Tigers are 6-21 since May the 4th. I thought that Skubal going down, I know he went down before that, but I thought him going down might, like kick their ass a little bit, kick him into gear. Nah.
Yeah, I heard about this. I think the Tigers have the worst record in baseball.
Bullshit. The San Francisco Giants exist. Let me find that.
I was listening to this. I listened to this yesterday. I think the Tigers have the worst record in baseball, and I think the whole thinking is Skubal's apparently going to be back like mid-July, so a little bit earlier than they first thought. And if the Tigers are still like in an unsalvageable position, then they should look to move him. I think that would make sense. Just
quickly, the Tigers have one of the worst, but they don't even have the worst in their division. They're currently 24-38. The Royals are 23-38. The Angels are 23-39. The Red Sox have 25-34. I thought they were doing worse. And the Giants are 23-38 as well. So yeah, they're down there. Absolutely down there.
I'm trying to think who's it's the 23-39. I mean, it must be the Angels then.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit.
If you could trade to Skubal to somewhere else that isn't the Chicago Cubs,
that was going to be my answer because we need him.
But... Where would you send him?
Oh, we had this debate with a pitcher the other week, didn't we? I can't remember who.
Probably.
Yeah. Who is it? Who was it? I think was it Logan Webb? No, anyway, it doesn't matter. Where would I like to see Skubal go? Do you know what? Let's have him in the National League. Normally, I'd say keep him away from the Cubs, but let's have him in the National League. Let's go with. I'd love to see him on the Brewers, and I'll tell you why. I normally would. I think it would go completely against their like small ball pocket pancake vibe, power of friendship. Bring on the powerhouse. They have to pay him. He's going to bankrupt them if they want to extend him, and I think they'll start to suffer because I think there'll be more spotlight on them. Because how much have you heard about the Brewers this year, realistically?
Purely for Kyle Harrison reasons and being a huge Miz guy, quite a lot. But I don't know anything about I don't know how many games they've won, but I've heard a lot about those two guys.
So I think they're second best record in the National League. They're 14 games over 500. But you don't hear about them because they're not the Dodgers and they're not the Braves. They're just quietly going about their business. They have the least number of home runs in all of MLB by a considerable margin for this time of year. But I think give them Skubal, and I think they'll start to flounder. And then Cubs can go and get him in the offseason.
Or do you think that Skubal in the Brewers pitching lab, that he just evolves into this absolute, like we've never seen anything like it with what they do with that man. He just becomes actually the best pitcher of all time.
Yeah, racks up 400 wins in 10 years. Yeah, could see that.
400 wins a season. He gets a multiplier. He starts getting so good.
Yeah, maybe. Where would you like him?
I don't know. I feel like the Braves pitchers all still really hurt.
Apart from Sale, then yeah, I think mate. I think him at the Braves would just be, that wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, no, but like, just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it, and then let him go in free agency. Go get the World Series, and then he can go wherever. Well, I say wherever. He can go put on a Smurf costume for $60 trillion.
I don't think the. I genuinely do not think the Dodgers will be in for him.
I hope not.
Outside of they're rich, they can afford him. They might go for him, similar to Kyle Tucker. But we've all seen how that Kyle Tucker situation's turned out. It's great. He's terrible.
I bet he was shite last year as well.
Yeah, I'm just glad it carried on.
Getting paid an awful lot of money to be pretty shit. I tell you who else is getting paid a lot of money to be pretty shit. Fernando Tatis Jr.
He did homer, though. He finally hit his first home run at the weekend as the Padres got swept by the Nationals.
See, right. Say that sentence again, but think about the words that you're saying and who you're saying it about. That's ridiculous. He's not been hurt or anything. He's been playing. He's just shite now. Maybe it was all the steroids. Maybe this is what would have happened to Barry Bonds. If he wasn't roided up, maybe he becomes 2026 Fernando Tatis Jr.
We have no evidence that Barry Bonds took steroids.
I think we might. I think you can look at him and that might be enough evidence.
Anyway, yeah, it's been a weird one for Tatis because he's still hitting like for an average, but I think he was on the longest of, if you were to take like the top 50 hitters in MLB, Tatis is probably on that list, right? I mean, he made it to our home run draft.
Yeah.
And I'm 99% sure he was the one on that list that went the longest without a home run. I don't know. Maybe he did play a lot of shortstop, second base. Maybe that's messed with his head. Maybe he's gone down the route of, I'm defense first now. I don't need to worry about hitting.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. He's only hit someone as good as him. And in the World Baseball Classic, he was fucking class. And then he came back and maybe he just hates San Diego. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's doing like a weird silent protest because they snitched on him for steroids.
I think he wants to go to the Las Vegas A's. I think he's just holding out for that big money move.
That would be electric. And then he hits all of his home. They trade him this season and he hits all of his year's home runs in the last like 30 games. He hits 45. I'd tell you who else has been struggling's rough because it's It's not quite the same. But underperforming to my expectations anyway is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think he's only just hit 10 home runs or something. It's not what you really expect from him.
So I've not heard much noise about him, which to me goes, he's not really hitting. So like you look at the Blue Jays offense and it's probably like two elements to it. You've got Vladdy and you've got George Springer, right? Those are the two main bats. And I know Springer's been hurt a little bit, but I've not heard anything about the guys in Canada. Like, other than they were struggling, and I know your Savage is back, but I've just not heard a single peep. And I'm not keeping track of Blue Jays games, but I think they've gone on a little streak recently. But yeah, I think they are. I think Vladdy's struggling, but then he struggled in the early part of last year. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like he used all of his superpowers for the postseason, of which it was effective, to be fair. The Blue Jays are currently 1, 2, 3, fourth, tied fourth in the AL East. It goes the Rays, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. And the Orioles and the Blue Jays are both 29 and 32.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, they're just
That's better than I thought.
Just under fine, probably. I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff on their Instagram. I'm not paying heaps of attention because, to be honest, baseball is a little bit of a sore spot for me at the minute. I'm not having fun. I'm tired. I want to go home. They've been calling up lots of prospects, and I don't know if it's a not hitting thing. I don't know if it's an injury thing, but usually when you see lots of guys being called up, there's usually things are going wrong a little bit. I know this because that's what the Giants are doing.
Yeah, but unlike the Giants, maybe they have a plan. So I know they called up Charles McAdoo, who famously made it onto my bench. And when we did it a few weeks ago, we did like our all MLB second team draft or reserves draft. And he was famously on my team because I couldn't think of anyone else. He's now made his big league debut, so that's fun.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's a tough one with the Blue Jays because, like I said, I've not heard anything positive on the offensive side. I thought they had a worse record than what they are. So they have definitely come back into it a little bit. I don't know. It's the month where Guerrero needs to either get hot and the Blue Jays will turn it around, or if there's another month of mid, then I think the miracle of 2025 will remain a miracle.
I'll tell you who else we've not really heard much of. And the things I have heard have been quite negative, but the Seattle Mariners, who quite sneakily have won 8 in a row. I don't know if they're playing just now, if that's changing. No, they play at 8:40 against the Mets. Okay, so they're about to win 9 in a row. Sorry, George. They're top of their division. And this feels a little topsy.
I had this with I was saying this for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, the Mariners got off to a shit start, but they were never completely out of it to the point where the A's were at one point in the lead with a record of 27 and 27, and the Mariners were like 2 games back. As soon as they go on one of these streaks, I think this is now them in the driver's seat. I think this is them taking it away.
The A's are 29 and 31. Then the Rangers are 30 and 31, and the Mariners are 33 and 29. The last 10 won 8, lost 2. Yeah, I don't know, because Big Dumper had a pretty rocky start to the year. But I'm glad they're figuring it out. I don't know what it is with the postseason teams, except for the evil superpowers and the Dodgers and the Yankees. But the Mariners, the Blue Jays, I don't know, just kind of
Tigers.
Maybe we all just got a bit tired of them.
Yeah, especially on the American League side, like you said, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, and the Tigers, all 3 are fun teams, and all 3 teams have struggled. I think the Mariners are starting to come out of it. I think the Tigers and the Mariners play each other at the weekend. That could be quite a big series. That could be maybe the death point for the Tigers if they get swept.
Right, Who knows? Okay. This is very off the cuff. There's not much that's happened this week, right? So we're just chatting shit and recording it, and thank you for consuming it. I think I need a secondary team, because the Giants are making me sad, and I want to keep watching baseball and getting excited about it, but I don't really know who to watch at the minute. I historically I quite like the Blue Jays. I lived in Toronto. I went to a fair few games. They're a fun team, but they're also, as we've just discussed, pretty mid. I like the Cubs as well, but they're losing quite a lot. If you were to choose another team's games to start watching as of just now, who would you pick? And maybe tonight I'll watch one of their games.
The Los Angeles, no.
No.
Who do I like? Do you know what? I have always had a little soft spot for the Orioles.
I hear it.
Because they're a young, fun team. But I would say watch the Nationals. So they're low-key pretty good at the moment. So watch one of their games. I'd go Nationals.
When I watched some Nationals Giants games earlier in the season, and they have looked like one of the better teams that the Giants have played, and just kind of like the smothering offense kind of thing that the Blue Jays had in the playoffs last year, where they just kept hitting the ball. You just couldn't stop them from hitting the ball and putting it in play.
Mate, CJ Abrams has been incredible.
Really?
James Wood has locked in. They're just a fun team. They need a pitcher if they're going to truly compete. They are currently in second place in the NL East, with a winning record. They may fade away in June like they did last year, but for now, go and watch them. As long as Jake Irvin isn't the pitcher, because he'll go give up a few long balls to the other team.
Maybe that makes it more fun, though. I don't know, because I'm not switching allegiances. Don't hear what I'm not saying. You cut me open, I bleed black and orange. The doctors are very concerned. I don't know. I think I need a break. I think I need an all-star break before the all-star break, because the Giants are fucking killing me, man.
Killing you softly.
It's ridiculous. Sorry, small tangent. We lose 2 games by a combined total of approximately 20 runs, and then the next day we score 19. What's going on? Somewhere in the middle would be so sick.
I think we're switching up segments, so it sounds like we're going to be talking about our teams a little bit now, and then we've got a couple of fun stories to end it with. To be fair, it's not been too good with the Cubs. We're 5-11 in the last 16 or something like that. We managed to achieve a 10-game losing streak. Really proud of the boys.
Congrats.
Then beat Paul Skeens somehow in Pittsburgh, and then lost 2 or 3 to the Cardinals. And Shota Imanaga has seemed to regress to what he was doing last year, which is giving up home runs for fun. Jameson Tyone owns the record for most home runs given up. He's given up 20 now on this season.
Oh my God.
And we're not even into the 3rd month of action properly.
That's so good.
And then on the offensive side, Seiya Suzuki looks like you could throw a fucking football at him and he wouldn't hit it. Dansby Swanson, I think he's hitting less than his weight. I think he weighs 185 approximately. His batting average is 170. And Alex Bregman appears to be the biggest bust of a contract in a while. And on top of that, PCA keeps winding up opposition fans when he has a good game, and then getting the piss taken out of him because he's just being a little shit. That's enough Cubs talk.
Has he been a fuckhead to women again?
No. He just no. To be fair, this one was quite funny. He great tangent to one of our last segments. He was playing the Cardinal. We were playing Cardinals at the weekend, and a section called the Tarps Off section, which I'll get into in a second. We're all chanting into PCA, overrated. Anyway, at that at bat, of course, he homered into the Tarps Off section.
Nice.
And sort of did like it's like a rally towel, right? So everyone's basically Tarps Off section, started by the Cardinals. A load of college kids went and basically all took their tops off and just started spinning it around like a rally towel, like they're doing this for the Steelers games.
Right.
And it's made its way around MLB, so everyone's now kind of doing it. But what made it cool with the Cardinals is that Ollie Marmol, who's the manager, was just like, I've bought 2,000 tickets in this section. It's up in the bleacher heavens. And he went, 2,000 tickets are waiting for you. Anyone who wants to come and be in that section, it's on me, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, yeah, PCA home runs. Inter starts off as he rounds first base. He does a little rally tail celebration. One of the tarps off guys picks up the ball, tries to lob it back on the field. Instead, hits a Cubs fan 15 rows in front. And then to finish the game, because we won that one, PCA makes a sliding catch. Great catch. He still plays good defense. And then wave goodbye to the Cardinals fans. Guess what happened the day after? We lost to them pretty badly. So that's where we're at with PCA. But tarps off is cool. So
it's fun. It was I forget who we were playing, but it was last week sometime. And it just kind of like a few people at the Giants game kind of took their tops off. And a couple other people like over there went, and then it was the whole fucking stadium essentially. It was fun. It was real fun. It was nice to see. I don't know. I feel like baseball isn't always the most high octane sport, and so crowd participation and chanting and a little bit more of like what you would see at hockey, at football, American football, whatever. Maybe it's not quite the same energy, but it was nice to see a little bit of not just people sitting down eating popcorn and hot dogs and shit, just enjoying themselves.
It makes it more lively, and I'm glad you brought up another sport because sorry, I got one other story and then I'll hand about you. We discussed this very quickly before we came on air. Heading the ball has gone out of fashion, right? In baseball, you don't see it happen. You know, players like to catch, boring with their mitts, or in banana ball, they pull down their shirts, they catch the ball there. That apparently counts in their hats, but you don't see someone head the ball and control it and then catch it. Joe Adell didn't do that. He went for a catch and proceeded to, the ball hit off his head over the barricade, and it was a home run to the Rockies. And then it got us thinking, okay, it's a bit of a defensive blunder, but has it happened in the past before? Has the ball, come off either the head or someone's mitt and it's bounced over, like doesn't hit the ground, so it still counts as a home run? And Cal did a bit of research. And Cal, who was the last person for that to happen to?
That would be Joe Adell.
Oh, okay. So back to back. Well done, Joe Adell.
More or less slam dunked it as a home run. He's going through all the sports. He's going to take a bat out there next, and he's going to have a fucking wrist shot. Just kind of, he's going to bounce. He's going to send it over the bar. That's his next one. He might punt one. I wonder if that would count. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the video, but it looks like he kind of loses it in the light, and he like jumps up to make a catch, except that's not where the ball is, so it just kind of bonks off of him and just goes over. And the Rockies runner is just kind of like sprinting to second, so confused because he's like, I don't know whether to like push it or not. It's fantastic. But yeah, I believe he's the first player since 2020 to do it. Just taking over from Joe Adell. So you might rob 3 homers one game and then head one in like prime Peter Crouch the next. So
do we call that an own goal? Is that?
I guess it's an error.
We're talking different sporting terms. To be fair though, he did show growth because in 2020 when it happened, he gave up a grand slam.
Yeah,
this
that's
was
true.
Just a solo shot. So
yeah, this was just the one run that he headed in.
He's limiting damage.
But that was him. Fucking, I'm amazed it doesn't happen more often. Actually,
it's happened to me in a game of single A where I caught the ball and then it bounced out my mitt and over the fence. But because we play with the fences in, it was only a double. But it was very much like I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, your fences are about waist height as well.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
It's not like it's a wall. It's got to go. It's droppable. You can drop a ball for that. I've fallen over those fences trying to run back to catch a fly ball many times.
Yeah, they're not proper fences either. Let's just to clarify, they are like
it's construction site.
Yeah, that's going to take construction roadwork sort of plastic fencing.
It's a wee net that gets wheeled out, and it's fantastic, and I love it.
I'm trying to think. Have we got anything else to talk about? I think we got a couple more.
No, all I can think of is the Giants suck and how I don't want to talk about it. So if you can think of anything, that's fantastic.
I've got two more. So we've done our Giants and Cubs talk, so we won't go into any more detail on that. Also, we're a bit short on time today. A couple of pitching stories, and I think we can call it there. Gerrit Cole, coming off a Tommy John surgery. He's made 2 starts so far. Yet to give up an earned run in either start. He has 12 Ks in 12 and 2/3 innings. One of them, he got 10 Ks against the Royals. So the Royals are obviously not great. But yeah, he held the Rays to no runs over 6 innings, which I thought was quite good for a man coming off a Tommy John surgery. Yeah, happy for Yankees fans. Have another pitcher that shoves.
Yeah, great. Gerrit Cole's fantastic. Well done.
Yeah. And then my final one, and I'm glad we could give him this opportunity. Sorry, the one last bit of Cubs speak I'll do as well. So the Cubs AAA affiliate are called the Iowa Cubs. And they play in AAA. And as you know, AAA occasionally will have pitchers coming back from injury, making like rehab starts. And I read somewhere that the Iowa Cubs are facing 5 former Cy Young winners this week.
Good.
Or there are 5 Cy Youngs. I think a couple of them belong to this man. Justin Verlander, long time, ex-Giant, ex-Tiger, ex-Yankee, ex-Met, kind of been everywhere, done it all, Astro. He got his first ever AAA win last night as the Tigers AAA affiliate walloped the Iowa Cubs 14-1. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool for a man who is 43.
Maybe that's what he was waiting for. He's not chasing the win record at all. He just wanted that one.
Yeah, potentially. Oh, Toledo Mudhens are the name of the AAA affiliate for the Tigers. That's fun.
That sounds like a gross situation that isn't family friendly.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of the devil, Justin Verlander on Tuesday, and then on Saturday they are facing Tarek Skubal in his first rehab start back.
That's great. Simply devastating for all involved.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got on pitchers. First AAA win for Justin Verlander and Gerrit Cole coming back from injury, which I think is fun.
I think Kyle Harrison set a career high. I think he struck out 12 Giants last night, just further proving that it was not the trade from the Giants to the Red Sox. That wasn't the worst trade of all time. It was the Red Sox trading Kyle Harrison away for Caleb Durbin. That appears to be significantly worse. At least we got Devers, who is at the moment playing pretty well. So
I think we should. I think on our next long episode, we should look at some of the worst trades from the last 5 years and just look at did either team win the trade? Because we said it earlier with the Taylor Ward, Grayson Rodriguez trade, and it's neither team has won that trade, which is impressive. I think any trade involving the Brewers are going to be on the winning side of that. And as we always say, it always comes back to Rafael Devers.
It does. God fucking damn it, it does. Anyway, we've got to cut it early there because we don't have enough recording space left for the month. But fear not, that resets on the 5th, and so things will continue as normal soon. This has been week 11 of the Rounders Roundup. I've been Cal. Gaz has been Gaz. You've been wonderful. We'll see you shortly. Have a wonderful rest of your week.